Hey everybody, how you guys doing? A little bit of a different video today. It is Saturday night, almost 11 o'clock, and I'm on the north side of Winnipeg. I had to pull into the city to get some fuel. Um, just going on one of my favorite back road excursions. I have a little loop that I do. It's a mind clearing loop. It's pretty much all back roads except for when I take the freeway, which we call the perimeter, which goes around the city. It's all B roads, 2 lane, and no traffic, and I love it. It's a quick round the city loop, and I'm going to take you guys along with me. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk about this thing here, my 2008 Concours 1400. I've had this bike, a couple months now. I've put about 5,000 kilometers on it, which is pretty impressive considering I don't have a ton of time. And there it is with the top box on it. Top box is perfect for size. You can put a couple of helmets in here, and so here it is, friends. I'm gonna dub over some video now, friends. I tried a different camera mount today, and the camera mount that I have doesn't seem to like the vibration of when I'm accelerating. So I'll try and edit most of that out, but just a perfect bike. I will say that I've done a lot of mods to this bike to make it more comfortable, and I'm going to talk about that on this video. Hope you guys enjoy this. I did this for Marty Rudder. Marty was asking for videos of me riding in some scenery. Well, it is dark out tonight, so you're not going to get a ton of scenery, but I do this late night excursions after the kid goes to bed. I'll hop on this thing and blast off a couple 100-kilometer ride. Anyhow, enjoy the video, and I'll jump in and out. Okay, let's jump into the video. This is me ripping up good old number 2 highway. Cruising on the highway is what this bike does. You could go for days on this thing. It is super smooth. It keeps the wind off you. Temperature is 12 degrees Celsius as I start riding here. And this bike just cruises beautifully. So I'm going to leave you guys here and listen to the sound of just this thing ripping down the highway. It's so smooth and so quiet. As you guys can see there, this bike is super flickable, fully adjustable suspension. It's got great brakes. It's like riding a sport bike, but then you get off of it and you realize it's a 700-pound touring bike. Absolutely incredible. As you guys can see there, as I was accelerating, it's throwing off the focus on the camera, but bear with me, friends. Here I'm just merging onto the perimeter. I'll skip the perimeter freeway because, well, kind of boring. Okay, here I am hitting 206, which is the beginning of the B roads. Nice back road to rip down. Here I am ripping down 206. One thing of note, if you're interested in this style of bike, is check out the headlights on this thing. Bright white. I don't even have the high beam on. Now I will say I upgraded these to LEDs, and LED lights plop right into the stock positions. There's no modifications. It took me about 5 minutes to change the bulbs, and look at the lights on this thing. Great bike for rural riders if you're, riding in the dark a lot. My buddy has 4 spotlights hanging off the side of his Concours, as well as lights like this. That's got to be just incredible. So thumbs up for the headlights. You can never have too much light on a bike like this. Okay, I'm reaching the end of 206, or the end as far as how far I'm going to take it. I take it about 10 or 15 kilometers, and then I end up at Dugald Road, which is another B highway, and that runs east and west. And then I take Dugald Road to 207, which is the next B road that runs parallel with 206. So this is just me waiting for traffic I'm going to merge on. At this point, my butt's starting to get sore, and I'm getting ready to stand up. In fact, I think I'm standing here, friends. I'll stand up every 45 minutes or so and let the air flow around me and just kind of stretch out. Again, comfy bike, just with my hip injuries and other issues, definitely having some problems. Okay, now we're 20 minutes or so down 207. This brings you up behind, there's a provincial park called Birch Hill Park. A really nice ride through there. And that park's like 15 or 20 minutes north of Winnipeg. And lots of rural areas where I live. There's not a lot of people here, so I love this ride. It's surrounded by trees, and you end up right in the bush, kind of, and there's never any traffic. This is a great ride at night. Only thing is, friends, keep your eyes peeled for wildlife, because there's literally wildlife everywhere. But other than that, with good headlights and that, you can see the wildlife usually well before they end up on the road. So this is just me cruising down 207. We'll end up behind Birch Hill Park. Okay, and at this point, after 207, I hit Highway 44. And Highway 44, if it was daytime and warm, I'd be hanging a right here, but I'm starting to get a little bit cold, and I realized the time, friends, and I'm like, I've used my time allotment. It's time to start heading back. So I'm gonna hang a left and kind of head back towards Winnipeg, pick up some fuel, and then head back. That was just a quick blast up to 60 mile an hour, 65 mile an hour, and this bike is just an absolute beast. It has linear power all the way from like 2,500 RPM all the way to 6,000 RPM. It just makes linear power, lots of torque. After 6,000, friends, it is an absolute cruise missile. Hold on tight and enjoy the ride. A younger me would have ridden the living you-know-what out of this bike. An older me appreciates what it is and, keeps the speeds sane and within legal limits. This thing is just incredible, friends. And this is me going, well, I'd like to complete my ride, but if I keep going, I'm going to be too far away, and it's going to take me way too long to get home. So instead of finishing the last loop of this trip, I stop here and head back to Winnipeg. Well, I'm back at home now. I got some serious helmet hair, and I'm just going to take my riding gear off. I hang it up in the shop here, and I'm going to sneak inside the house, hopefully without waking anybody up. It's almost midnight. Temperature is like 9 degrees Celsius. Definitely cold. I saw one other bike tonight. I did 200-kilometer loop. That's 130 miles about for my American friends down south. I saw one more bike tonight, and that was a Honda ST 1300, another sport touring bike. The guy gave me a wave. Um, these kind of bikes are amazing for pounding miles, and they keep the weather off you, and they're just a lot of fun. And I really like this bike. Now, I will say though, I'm having issues with my hips and my tailbone and my lower back on this bike. Um, if I sit up straight, if I'm going down the highway and I put the cruise control on, which I have put on this bike, and I sit up straight, I can the pain goes away. But the problem is, friends, is I can't reach the bars then. I pretty much got to let go of the bars. So, um, I don't know. I'm starting to think that perhaps I'll keep this thing over the winter and I'll flog it in the spring and sell it to somebody else and maybe pick up, dare I say, a bagger. Um, I don't know, friends. I've changed the seat bar risers. I've lowered the pegs and all different kinds of things, and I'm still finding I'm not super comfy on this bike. um I think it's just me. Nothing wrong with the bike. I would recommend this bike to anybody. um I've had a lot of street motorcycles, 30 plus now, and this thing is absolutely incredible. It's smooth, super fast, it's got good brakes, good suspension. It's just an amazing bike, but the problem is, for me, is years and years of abusing myself on construction sites has definitely caught up with me, and I think perhaps I need to buy a cruising style bike, possibly with floorboards where my feet are out in front of me. So I'm starting to think, friends, that maybe I'll pick up like an ultra classic or a road glide, and that'll be the bike that I keep. Um, Anyhow, thanks for coming along on a ride, and I love riding bikes. It's a passion that I've had since I was a young boy, and I feel blessed that I was able to pick it back up. How many years later after hanging it up for years, and I was wondering, am I still gonna enjoy it? Do I still love riding bikes? And I do. The difference is now, friends, when I'm riding, I ride slow and I don't horse around much because, well, I got a wife and a family at home, so the consequences of me going down are severe. Um, Anyhow, friends, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys in a couple days. Later.